Hello everybody, it's Glitter Informer and welcome to the second first day of school episode of Meitantei Pretty Cure! This time, it's Anna's turn to go to school. At first I was excited about this because Anna was clearly having mental health problems from being cooped up in the detective agency all by herself. Pochitan and Jetsenpai are nice and all, but the girl needs friends her own age. But first of all, the show never addresses how she was able to enroll in school with Mikuru. Remember, she's traveled back to before she was born, so she's undocumented. Second, and this is something I only realized once Angry Mobster on the Pretty Cure Wiki pointed it out, this could cause some big problems for the timeline. I don't think it'll cause a time paradox or anything. Jetsenpai explained in episode 3 that the future can be changed. But at the very least, there's going to be an old, dusty yearbook from 1999 that contains a girl who looks suspiciously like the modern-day teenager Anna Akechi and even has the same name as her. Well, I guess we're just going to roll with it. All of Anna's classmates are super friendly, and they all make an effort to make her feel included and welcome in her new class. Man, where were these classmates when I was in middle school? I didn't have any friends at all when I was Anna's age. Enough about me. We need to talk about the rumors. According to the students, there's a rumor that on July 1999, the King of Terror will descend from the sky. That sounds like it'll probably have something to do with the mid-season climax. I'm looking forward to hearing more information about this. Also, we need to talk about Anna being terrible at keeping secrets yet again. First of all, she blurts out to everybody that she and Mikuru are the titular Meitantei Pretty Cure. Mikuru cuts her off before she can say the final syllable by very inconspicuously screaming and doing an X gesture, but come on, man! The girls are lucky that thanks to the Phantom Thieves barrier technology, nobody outside of the detective agency is aware Pretty Cure is even a thing, because otherwise they would have been found out. In Anna's defense, the last time it was ever brought up to her that Pretty Cure needs to be a secret was all the way back in episode 2. But still, it seems like a pretty big thing to forget. We know Anna isn't stupid. She picks up on and remembers small details. To make matters worse, the girls had the bright idea to bring Pochitan to school. She starts saying Pochi and stuff, and the girls had to freak out and cover for her. People assume that Pochitan's voice is a ringtone and that they've smuggled a cell phone onto campus, so they don't end up getting into too much masquerade-breaking hot water. But still, I get that Jetsenpai is busy and all with his science stuff, but he takes this mission really seriously. If Pochitan remaining a secret is that vital to the mission, he should suck it up and become a stay-at-home dad for Pochitan instead of sending the mystical fantasy creature to a freaking school. Especially considering that Pochitan is a baby. You know, babies tend to cry a lot. Pochitan is surprisingly quiet and cheerful for a baby. But the moment Pochitan gets hungry and needs milk in the middle of class, what are Anna and Mikuru going to do? Well, enough about the fragile masquerade. Let's talk about the main conceit of this episode. Goemon uses his magical paper fan to turn the school into a maze, and the Cures must solve his various puzzles and riddles in order to advance through the maze and escape. Now you might be wondering, if Goemon has the ability to alter reality itself so significantly, why doesn't he just trap Anna and Mikuru in a room with no windows and no doors? Well, unlike Niji, Goemon's goal isn't to defeat Pretty Cure. He just wants to figure out their capabilities and have a bit of fun. This guy's clearly not trying to take it seriously at all. Usonoir isn't threatening his livelihood like he did with Niji last episode, so he isn't being stupid here. First thing that happens is that Anna and Mikuru fall through the floor of the gym and through the wall of the science classroom. This is despite the fact that the two classrooms aren't normally connected. Goemon is breaking the laws of reality. The door is locked, but there's a keyhole. Their task: find the key hidden somewhere within this classroom. Goemon tells them they can find it by obeying the warnings in the classroom. What happens next is ridiculously unintuitive. Anna notices a poster that has a drawing of fire on it. What I would think in this situation is that maybe there's a fire somewhere in the room, and the girls have to put out the fire in order to proceed. But the actual answer, which Anna somehow figures out pretty dang quickly, is that they have to pour water onto the drawing of the fire, even though it's not an actual fire. This causes a key to literally magically appear out of nowhere. If it were me in this maze, I'd be stuck in it forever. That would have never occurred to me in a million years. But then again, I'm one of those people who's never beaten a single Zelda game without a walkthrough, so I may be too stupid to talk here. They exit the science classroom, and gravity changes as they fall through the ceiling of the music room. I'll admit, when the girls scream, "Again!" as they fall, I crack a smile. This can be pretty dang cute at times. Anyways, the puzzle here makes a lot more sense to me. Some symbols appear on the door, and Mikuru figures out that it's musical notation and plays the depicted notes on the piano. Turns out she used to take piano lessons. Me too, but I got bored of it pretty quickly. I should mention that when each girl has her eureka moment, her ahoge suddenly stands up straight. I thought that was cute too. The next area is the library. This time, Goemon himself has the key, and the girls have to find him hidden somewhere within the room. Problem is, they've only got 60 seconds to find him. To this show's credit, they don't cheat with the time at all. The timer starts at 11 minutes and 59 seconds in the footage, and it ends at the 12-minute 59-second mark. So exactly one real-world minute. So how do they find Goemon? Turns out the pre-kit mirror loops from last episode are useful for more than just that flying spectrum finisher attack. Yeah, it turns out the E in loop is silent. My bad about pronouncing it last episode. In my defense, the characters pronounced the name of the item as Purikito Mirarute, so can you really blame me? They pronounced the E. Anyways, Mikuru pulls out her pre-kit mirror loop, and through the lens of the magnifying glass, footprints suddenly appear out of nowhere. Maybe this is just an artistic representation of the girls noticing footprints where they didn't notice them before, or maybe the device really does magically sense stuff invisible to the naked eye. Whatever the case, Anna pulls away a fake wall to reveal Goemon's location with only seconds to spare. So they advance through the maze. The next two rooms are quickly passed over in a simple montage. In the home ec classroom, the girls have to knit a key in order to escape, which doesn't really seem like much of a puzzle to me. Either you know how to knit or you don't. Luckily, Mikuru does. Then, in the art classroom, they don't even need a key at all for some reason. Anna figures out that instead of swinging inwards or outwards, the door slides upwards. The girls arrive back in the gym, and only one more challenge awaits them there. There are 5 doors, each with a different symbol. Anna and Mikuru must choose the right door in order to escape the maze for good. At first, the girls think what I thought. Since they did 5 puzzles, each one in one of 5 classrooms, each door corresponds to a classroom. One of the symbols is a music note, so you'd think the door with the music note leads to the music room, right? But it turns out
it's all a red herring.
See, Goemon gave them a hint to create a path from nothing. Mikuru interprets this as drawing lines on the map of the school she made connecting the various classrooms they visited. I forgot to mention this until now, but Mikuru drew a map of the school so Anna wouldn't get lost. The map has 2 separate pages, one for each floor. At first, the lines Mikuru draws don't seem to mean much, but if you superimpose the images onto each other, the lines form a star. The girls get a Jimmy Neutron brain blast and realize that the door they should go through is the one with the star symbol. It's been a while since the girls had one of those. It's nice to see it come back. So they go through the star door and finally make it outside of the building. But Goemon isn't done with them yet. The prized possession he's out to steal today is a sakura tree on the school grounds, and so he proceeds to turn it into a Haninda. The heroes transform and the fight starts out pretty well for them. But then, Goemon himself decides to join in the fight alongside the Haninda. He shoots sakura petals at the ground from his magic paper fan, and it causes a cloud of dust to appear. Now, the Cures can't see where the Haninda is. Yet even so, this hardly affects them at all. They're still able to dodge every attack the Haninda throws at them. Then, they formulate a plan without even talking to one another first. They know exactly where to run to lure the Haninda, so it's standing right in front of Goemon, and then they bait it into attacking in their direction. At the last second, they jump out of the way of the Hanyuda's blast of sakura petals, which hits Goemon instead. Turns out the Hanyuda can't see well in the dust cloud either, which begs the question, how did Cure Answer and Cure Mystique know where Goemon was, but the Hanyuda didn't? This was so close to being clever. The Hanyuda attacking its own master causes Goemon's fan to blow out of his hand, disarming him and giving the Cures the advantage. It's rare in this shows for the heroes to get the monster to engage in friendly fire. I just wish we got to know how the Cures were able to pull it off. Well, whatever. The girls do the Flying Spectrum attack and finish off the Hanyuda. Goemon isn't upset at all though because he had fun today, so he skedaddles. And so the girls are late for science class and the episode ends. I really didn't have much to say about this episode, did I? Well, that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it. After episodes 5 and 6, it's nice to see the show's unique mystery-solving format return. And I'm so glad it isn't just an item is stolen, figure out who done it every single time. Episode 4 had a lost item instead of a stolen one, and this episode was a frickin' maze. It's a really cool idea for an episode, and although I had quite a few nitpicks, it was still fun to watch the girls figure out the mysteries. Well, next episode seems like a bunch of product placement, but it also seems like it'll delve more into Jet Senpai's character, so I'm still excited for it anyways. I'll see you all next week to discuss it. Farewell!